Hey y'all, welcome back. We'll be trying to wrap up in the next couple of videos this 2022 factory sealed set that we've been going over. And this is one of the last videos we're doing in the series. This is, I'm going to call it store exclusives. Of course, the Zamacs are exclusive to Walmart. The red editions are exclusive to Target. And both of those are fairly large sets. But each of these sets of four and this one are all exclusive to different stores and generally are tied to the mail-in cars. So go ahead and get started here. Just for your information, if you're not really familiar with these, there are regular mainline versions of all of these cars. The store exclusives are just a color that is exclusive to that particular store. Now, I know it seems like the last year especially, and the longer time went on, that these cars, even though they were supposed to be at one store, would show up in a different store. For example, this is the Best Buy set, and from my understanding, a lot of people were finding these at Dollar Tree stores. So, I'm not sure why that's happening. I don't know if the cases got mixed up or what the deal was with that, but just be aware that sometimes you may run into these in different stores, and that's becoming more of a common thing for whatever reason. So, go ahead and get started here. We'll just take a little bit of a look at each one of these. I thought, there were some really good castings in that, or in this set this year. We have the 59 Chevy Impala. I really like this one. This thing looks a lot better in person than it does on camera. That blue really kind of pops off the black. And it's just a nice casting overall anyway. Have the custom Ford Bronco. And I really like the Bronco, guys. It's really hard to do this casting without making it look cheap, I think. And a lot of it has to do with the roll cage, especially, it's going to be plastic anyway, but color selection just really can kind of get you on it. And although this one does, I do think the white looks good against the yellow. So it's a pretty cool looking casting. And remember, at the end of the day, these are all main lines. They are, what is it now? Anywhere from $1.18 to $1.25, basically. Maybe a little bit more depending on where you live, but they're still cheap cars. This was super popular. I had a couple of people at one point were like, hey, I will buy as many of these as you can get me. And I've noticed a lot of times that happens with white vehicles anyway, because people like to customize them. And that I don't know if that makes it easier because you don't have to strip it and you can just recolor it. But a white vehicle of a decent casting just really seems to be popular, at least for a little while, and with the customizers. But I thought it was a pretty clean looking car too. That really is good. Normally I'm not a fan of cars like this, but I thought this looked really good in the white. Custom 01 Acura Integra. Losing focus here. I thought this was a pretty good looking casting too. Have always kind of liked the Integra. I do wish they'd have done something maybe a little bit different with the wheels here. But again, just happy to have the casting. Looks pretty good. I can't remember what color. I think green was the only other color this one came in this year. And that's the other thing on these. Sometimes there'll be two colorways in the mainline series. Sometimes there'll be one, and maybe there's a store exclusive. So sometimes there's just one color of a car. Usually there's two. Sometimes there's three or four. This set here is the Kroger set that we had earlier in the year in the spring. And the Ford Focus RS. If you like the Focus, it's pretty good casting. I do think it could do with some headlights or tail lights, but not bad. Have the McLaren F1 GTR. I really thought this was a good looking casting. I like the color on it. we have the 68 Dodge Dart. I'm not usually a fan of art cars. I really would like to have had the Dart in something other than the art car series. There's been, worse deco on art cars, but I don't know. Just think it was kind of wasted on a potentially good casting. That's my personal opinion. Some of you may like them. Nissan Leaf Nismo RC02. Not familiar with this vehicle really at all, but I will say that it looks really good in the black. I don't remember what other colors it came in off the top of my head, but the black looks really good, I thought. Up next is the Best Buy set. The Dodge van. Always seems to be pretty popular. It did look really good in the blue. Have the McLaren F1. Again, something I'm not super familiar with, but again, something that looks nice in the white, and this does have some good details on it, especially with the headlight and the tail lights. Custom 70 Honda N600. Neat little car. Almost reminds you of a Morris Mini. Just a little bit smaller. If you're a fan of either of those castings and that's an insult, I apologize. They just remind me of one another. This is probably one of the favorites of the store exclusives this year. The Porsche 935 in this orange. I thought it looked really good. It's a pretty good looking casting anyway. Have the second Kroger set, which was released toward the end of the year. Toyota Land Cruiser 80. Had this in gray, I think. Was it that year? May have been the year before, but they had that in gray not long ago, and it was really popular. 70 Chevelle SS Wagon. Had several color variations of that this year. And probably two of the most popular exclusive cars, the Mazda RX-3 and this blue. Looks really good in the blue, I think. Kind of makes that casting pop. The very hard to find LB Works Lamborghini Huracan Coupe in green. And man, it looks good. Not gonna lie. There's a reason that they're hard to find. And we have Walgreens exclusive 17 Ford GT. Also looking really good in green. And this one was kind of hard to find too. It's like people found like 20 of them or none of them. So the Walgreens are kind of hit or miss around here with those too. I did finally find one right before I got this set. So I have two of them now. And let's see, is there anything else we need to talk about on this set? Nothing that I can really think of, guys. So, I guess let me know what you liked out of this set. Did you think it was a good year for these? Did you not? What didn't you like about it? Pretty popular castings this year. Kind of odd with the way the releases went. I don't know. It seems like maybe they had some plans change mid-release on a few of these. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with this year. I kind of expected them to have a drop already, but they've not. They've had some teasers for a couple of store exclusive sets, but nothing really yet. So guys, if you're still with us, I appreciate you watching so far. If you like what we're doing, give us a like and a subscribe. As always, if you have any ideas or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I hope everybody's having a good week going into the weekend. And happy hunting, y'all.